Hello and welcome back to another EMAC tutorial on another tool we have. This tool is actually a database. This is a SVO theoretical spectra server, which is a server of data for over 60 collections of theoretical spectra and observational templates. So go ahead and navigate to EMAC, scroll on down to the SVO theoretical spectra server, and hit launch, and they'll take you over to their website. This website offers a collection of stellar spectra models, evolutionary synthesis models, stellar observational templates, as well as planetary models. As an example of the interface, which is similar across all of these different model categories, we're going to take a look at the BT Settle database, which is something that I've personally interacted with throughout my research. If you click on it, it'll bring you to this web page, which shows you different parameters that they ask for to be set when you want to retrieve from their database, and then the ability to search through them, and it'll actually populate the databases here. So let's do an example. Let's say I'm interested in stellar spectra for stars between 3000 and 3500 Kelvin effective temperature. If you're wondering what any of these parameters mean, there's a nice little question mark with a tooltip that you can hover over it in order to understand it better. So this is the value for the effective temperature for the model. Temperatures are given in Kelvin. The next is the log. This is the surface gravity of the star. So let's say I want to go ahead and put it in between 0 and 2 just to constrain it a little bit. And for metallicity, this is the value for the metallicity for the model. I'm going to constrain it between 0 and 0.3. They also give this warning for big files because they want you to be aware that the spectra in this collection are big. They have a lot of information, and so it might take a long time to download. You can also choose how many stellar spectra that you are downloading at a time, which is nice, so you don't have to overload anything. So if I go ahead and search, it'll show the first 10 results of the stellar models within my constraints that I want. So if I do all the results, it'll show you all the different combinations of the effective temperature, the surface gravity, and the metallicity between the constraints that I outlined earlier. If you want to take a look at the information that they show you, let's say for this 3000 effective temperature star with 0 gravity, 0 metallicity, you can just click on the ASCII table for very easy, quick text file viewing. Now, if you are interested in what kind of units they're using, they display right here. For the BT Settle specifically, they could vary between the different models that they have on their website. So the wavelengths are in angstroms and the flux are in these units. Something to consider when picking a database to pick from. On top of that, they also show you the wavelengths spacing so that you know what kind of resolving power that they are in currently. So let's go back. Now, you're able to view it just by clicking on it. You're also able to download the VO tables, which download as XML files. And if you want to download the ASCII tables, you can just hit Mark All ASCII, and then you hit Retrieve in order to download them. Now I'm going to make this a bit smaller so that it can download fairly quickly. And then we'll just mark a couple of them. And I hit Retrieve, and it will generate a tar file with all of the ASCII tables that I requested from the database. And then when it's done, it'll allow me to download it, and I'll be able to open them up and use them in my programs, etc. Read them on my local computer. You also have the ability to hit this little plot function, and you have to make sure that the check mark is put on the plot. And if you hit plot, it'll generate, and it'll take some time. It's all making requests to their servers and their databases in order to get the information to plot them. And then you're able to actually view the information on a plot in angstroms and flux according to their database. It has a nice guide for the different colors for what you're looking at. You can even specify the range that you want to look at. Very handy. So if we want to go back and take a look at the other types of databases that they have, you'll see that they actually are all using the same kind of user interface to interact with them. So they just have a list of parameters that you need to define with little question marks that allow you to understand what you're looking at. And then once you define them, you show them, you can download them, you can plot them. You can even simply change what you want to look at right here. So if we wanted to go back to BT settle, we can change it without going back to the main screen. We want to go down to one of these planetary models. You can go right here. It's very handy, very slick, very easy, not too complicated, and very useful. Now, if you're interested in using this, please make sure you always cite the authors of the tool. And one of the great things about these is that if you were to click on this, they always have the references in the bottom of the page. And you can even click on the paper itself, and it'll bring you to the original abstract. They've done a great job with this website, so please show it some love, get a lot of use out of it, and always remember to cite your sources. Thanks.